standing up, we're going to take that ball for now, and we're going to put it between our ankles, but high enough up so that it is not touching the floor. And then give it enough of a squeeze. Okay, yeah, there's our entertainment. Give it enough of a squeeze that your inner thighs are engaged, and let's roll our shoulders up, back, and down, inhaling as we lift, and exhaling to relax them back and down. And then pull those ribs down, lengthen your tailbone, slope the shoulders away from your ears, grow tall through the top back side of your head, and we're going to lift up onto our toes, and just pause for a moment, check your balance, settle down, but without rocking backwards. So we're going to lift and hold for a breath and come down. Lift and hold and come down. So just a little lifting, gently down, working those calves just a little bit of balance here. Good. A few more here. Good. On this last one, hold, stay for 3, 2, and 1. Put your heels down, shift your weight onto your right leg, lift your left leg up, keep the foot flexed, and then squeeze in against that ball. And then we're going to do pulses here. So we're going to squeeze, 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 squeeze. Working those inner thighs, squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. Again, a little balance here and squeeze. 2 more, and now just hold it as tight as you can. Try and pop your ball for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then that left foot goes down, right foot is going to lift up. Flex through that heel, add strong in, and we squeeze and squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good. Good. 6 more. And hold here, squeeze as tight as you can. Tightly, tightly, hold. 3, 2, 1, and relax. And now we're going to move that ball up between our quads, only we're going to put the ball a little bit in front of the right leg and a little behind the left. So your left leg is straight and in front of you, and the ball is on that right thigh, and then we're going to bend that right knee, slide that left leg forward, and then come back. As you come back, flex through the heel, drag it back, and give that ball a squeeze. So you point and then squeeze. So on the way down, your right quad and your right glute are working, and on the way up, they're still working, of course, but you're also pressing with that left hamstring, flexing through that left foot. Good. Keep it going. Two more. Good. And then bring that ball the complete opposite. So now it's on that left quad and that right hamstring, but now we still bend that right knee, so we're still going to work that quad and that glute of that left leg. And then we're going to lift that left leg off the ground, and we're going to squeeze it forward as we straighten. Bend, reach back, and straighten. As you reach back with your left leg, do your best to keep that left leg straight. Do your best to keep the weight off your left toes if possible. Good. I feel like I'm flying or something here. So do what you want with your arms. You can hold them here in that namaskar position. Arms out to the side if that feels like it helps your balance. You can bring them behind you if you like. You get a little tricep work by bending and straightening. And you should really feel this a little bonus, a little extra in that glute. Or excuse me, yeah, that right glute. Last 2, and last 1, hold it back there. And then come up, but keep that same stance. Now shift the weight onto that left leg. Right toes are in front. Bend the left knee, straighten out those left toes. As you come back up, flex through the heel and squeeze the ball. So point to reach and exhale, flex up. So as you come down, once again, we're working the quad and the glute on that left leg. And as we come up, we're squeezing with that right hamstring. reach and come up, and reach and come up. Reaching and reaching. Again, whatever you want with your hands. Last two. And last one, squeeze it, and then switch it around. So again, it's in front of the right leg and behind the left, but now we shift the weight onto that left leg. We bend that left knee, we reach back with that right leg, try and keep it fairly straight, and then squeeze as you come up. So again, options to simply hold your hands, bring them out to the side if you need it. I kind of like that little press back, but make sure you're bending deeply into that left leg so that glute and the quad are getting some work and attention. And not much weight on those right toes as you step back, doing your best to keep the right leg straight. Good, two more here. And bring that up. All right, shake that out, roll those shoulders up, back and down. As we come down to our seated position, we're going to sit on that ball. Now, options are to simply sit with it centered underneath you or slightly to your left glute. And then that left knee is going to be bent and that right leg is off on a little bit of an angle. Right in front of you will be a little bit easier. Way off to the side will be more challenging. I'm going to kind of split the difference. And then you're going to sit up nice and tall on that ball. And all we're going to do to start with is point and flex through those toes. Can you guys see my, hopefully you can see my feet. Okay, thanks, Carol. Last two like that. Last one, leave the toe pointed, rotate the leg open, lift it off the ground. Ooh, keep that toe pointed for now. Lift one more inch and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift. Last two and one, bring it down. Flex the heel back towards your face. Keep it rotated open, lift it up. Press the heel, push, push, push. And bring that down. Hopefully you got that. That was an abbreviated quad set since we already worked them some. Now, you can come off that ball if you want to stretch out that leg. Bring that knee behind the hip and then relax over on your left elbow. Keep pushing your right hip forward, right? So don't let it drop back. As you push it forward, you should feel that stretch a little more. Right arm can go up over your head. You can open it to the back, or as always, you can tuck the hip. You can tuck the hip and the ribs a little closer to each other. Very nice. Come on up. As Ann says, this is my familiar. One of these days, she's going to learn how to teach. All right, come on back. For now, she just lounges on the mat. Come on up, seated position again. This time your left leg is in. Right leg in front of you will be a little easier, way off to the side, more challenging. I like to kind of split the difference. And we're simply going to point and flex for now. Good, and then we'll keep that toe pointed, and we're going to lift it up, and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Flex through that heel, and we're going to lift it off the ground. We're going to bend and flex, and push, and push, and push, and push, and push. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then again, just gently roll off that ball to stretch out that leg. Bend that knee behind you, flex through that heel. Keep pushing that left hip forward rather than dropping it back. Left arm up, reach behind you, up overhead, or tuck those ribs and hips a little closer together if you want. All right, we've worked our quads and we've worked our inner thighs. We're going to work our outer thighs a little bit and then our hamstrings, and then we'll start focusing a little more on the abs. So take that bottom leg and put it on the ball in a place For me, it's on the ankle where it's pretty wobbly, right? As unstable as possible. Stretch your bottom arm out and rest on that. Lift your waistline very much off the ground. Lift that top leg, and then we're going to push down on the ball and up with the leg that doesn't have tension on it. Push down and down. So it's a little bit subtle. Pressing down as you push up, pressing down as you push up, down as you go up, down and up, down and up. A few more. Waistline lifted. And relax, and let's just simply switch that to the other side. So again, ball under your ankle will be a little more challenging, long straight line in your body, waistline lifted, flex through the heels, push down as you push up, down as you go up, down as you go up, down and up at the same time. Good, keep going. Beautiful. Now all I want you to do, keep your foot where it is on the ball, but roll over onto your back. Hands are down by your sides. Let's press your shoulder blades against the mat so you feel wide across your shoulders, and then fingers pull those ribs down. Then stretch your arms long. Notice if your shoulders lifted, let's press them down. And then just roll that ball in so it's underneath that, whichever foot it is, doesn't matter at this point. And then lift your hips up into a bridge. You should already feel work going on in that quad. And you can simply stay with this if you want and roll that ball forward and back, get a little extra hamstring. Or you can lift your hands up and get that extra hamstring. Or for more challenge, you can lift the opposite leg up, right? And then you can either hold that, or you could roll the ball in and out for even more challenge, or whatever works for you. You can lift and lower those hips. Couple more seconds, and then relax down. And then we're going to switch that ball over to the other foot. And then once again, we'll press into both feet to lift the hips. And then options are to simply roll that ball in and out with the arms to do that, or for that balance challenge, that leg goes up in the air. And then again, you can roll in and out, you could lift and lower, you could just hold. You can just play with this. Few more seconds, and relax that down. Straighten out your left leg, bring that ball behind your right knee for a moment, and give it a hug in, and draw a couple circles in one direction and then the other. And then straighten out the right leg and do the same with the left knee, please. Take some circles and reverse. Good. Keep that left knee where it is. Keep the right leg where it is, but move the ball now to the front of that left quad. Shoulders out of your ears. Deep breath in. On the exhale, bend your right knee slightly and lift yourself up. Push as hard as you can against the ball and equal that with your left knee pushing in. So you should feel your abs working. You should feel your triceps working. If this is bothering your neck, you can do it with your head, neck, and shoulders down. When you are ready to add on, lift that right knee up and extend it up in the air. Reach out, and we're just going to pulse here. So I'm going to push against the ball, reach through my toes. Push and reach, push and reach, push and reach, push and reach. Shh, 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 shh. And relax, both knees bend, and then straighten out that left leg, ball against your right thigh. Lift it up, tabletop, then the left knee slightly. Deep breath in, start pushing against that right thigh. And then as you're ready, head, neck, and shoulders up if you prefer. If you want more, left leg comes up and extends, and we reach. And then again, we pulse and pulse. And relax. We're gonna hug those knees in and then bring that ball right between those knees. Lift those legs into tabletop, pull your belly button in, hands by your side, neck is long, head, neck, and shoulders are down. If you want to, you can do Pilates V with your feet. Pull those ribs nice and flat. Inhale to move those knees away from your body. Pause at the bottom and exhale, come back up. Give that ball a tighter squeeze as you lower and even tighter as you lift. So inhale as you lower. So toe touch exercise, but a little extra challenge. Keep those ribs nice and flat. Keep those abs in. There may be a little space under your low back if you're in a nice neutral spine. If you're in more of a protected position, then you might have that low back pressed into the ground. Relax. Option to stay with that, or for that balance challenge, lift your hips up and put the ball underneath your tailbone. So a little extra challenge here because we're going to lift up and find that balanced position. So if you're on that ball and you're wobbling, that's awesome. So your first option is to just go back where we were a moment ago. Knees can be open and you can be in that little bit of a Pilates V. Your feet aren't going to go as low this time. Or if you really want more challenge, try to hover your hands so you're really working that balance now. I feel like I've had a Vesper Martini. Quite wobbly. Oy, and relax, bridge up again, and bring that ball out from under you. This time, you're going to put the ball on your belly button. Or, so first, to start with it there, see if you can create enough of a valley that the ball settles into that. If that doesn't happen for you, then move the ball to your ribs and then do the same thing, sink it down so that the ball doesn't move. So that, just holding that, if you have a very inflated or wobbly ball, should be some challenge. Deep breath in, exhale, lift your legs one at a time into tabletop, but don't let them come up against the ball. Keep that valley in your abdominals or your ribs, and don't let the ball move as you do one more round of toe touches, or the ball might move, just don't let it fall. Like mine did, as mine did. Couple more here. And relax. All right, knees in tabletop again. Ball on those kneecaps, shoulders back and down. Deep breath in, exhale, lift yourself up. Roll the ball forward a couple inches on your shins. Extend them and reach your arms overhead and stretch arms and legs opposite direction. Bend your knees, don't let them scoot in, right? Tabletop. Roll the ball a few inches up your shins. Inhale, extend, stay lifted. Bend your knees, exhale, roll up. Inhale to stretch. Exhale, bend, roll the ball. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend, roll that ball. And inhale, reach. And exhale, bend and roll the ball. And just keep that going for me, please. So keep in mind that you're staying lifted the whole time in that torso. If any of you want to, you could add on that you roll all the way up, bringing that ball to your ankles, but trying to do that without moving your feet. Two more of whichever version you're doing. And after you finish those two, hug those knees in, and let's take a little rock side to side. And then we're going to rock all the way over onto one side. We're going to be in our clam position, only that ball is going to be between our knees for starters. And then we're going to lift that waistline off the ground. Pull your abs in. And now, instead of lifting our top leg, we're going to push down with our top leg. So we're working those inner thighs again. And then I'm going to challenge you to go into a Pilates V and see if you can lift that bottom leg an inch and still squeeze. Now, both legs are squeezing, but try not to roll backwards, right? So try and keep everything stacked. And relax. All right. Then we're going to roll over and we're going to bring that ball underneath your hand of your bottom arm. Long straight line in your body. Hand on that top thigh. I want you to press down into the ball to lift your torso part of the way up and then roll yourself up and then back down. And roll up and back down. Now you're going to hinge a little bit, but try not to make it a real obvious bend with your hips rotating. Try to keep your hips stacked as much as possible. So you're trying to stay in a straight line. So your legs stay nice and long. Last two and last one, relax down. Remember that one. We'll be doing that on the other side shortly. But for now, come on up into we're going to be doing a side plank. So if you need to give yourself extra cushion here, feel free. Then do your best to line up ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders, and elbow too, right? And then, oops, got a little extra fold there. And then we're coming up in that side plank, right? We're going to take that ball and we're going to bring it where it barely touches some part of our body. Stay off of that ball and then gently give it a squeeze. Gentle squeeze, gentle squeeze. And bring it down. Now, next option will be that balance option. If you know that's not the best for you, then instead, just stick with that first option. Otherwise, bottom leg goes on the ball first, top leg, leave enough space for that foot so that you can come up in that side plank. And then once you're there, you can just hold it, or you could do a little lift if you want. And relax. Ooh, before we do anything else on the other side, we're rolling over onto our abs and putting that ball out in front of us. Hopefully you guys can still see me. Hello. All right. All right, hands on top of the ball, big toes are touching, toenails are on the ground, head in line with your spine. Push down on the ball to lift yourself up, squeeze your shoulder blades to roll back, keep your heels and your lower body engaged, toes are on the ground, and then give it one more lift and squeeze. And then relax down, deep breath in. Exhale, push down to lift up, squeeze it back. On the inhale, go a little higher if you want. And relax down. Deep breath in, here we go. Try and keep your toes on the ground, try and keep your heels together, back of the neck is long, and relax. And one more time, deep breath in, lift, squeeze, and relax. All right, we have much to do on the other side. Someone's going to keep me in line if I miss something, but we did start on the other side in that stacked position, right? Remember, as if we were going to do a clam, abs drawn in, and we just started with that top leg squeezing down. For a little more challenge, heels together, Pilates V. And then for more challenge, we lift up that bottom leg and both legs squeeze at the same time. Now, if that's super uncomfortable on that bottom foot, you can adjust as needed. Beautiful. Relax. Bring that ball over your head. Hand is on that ball. Line yourself up. So if you're hinged, two things. It will be better for your hips if that bothered your hip bone, but it'll be not quite as challenging to hold that skinny balance. Here we go, press down on the ball and roll up. So you're gonna come up and lift and come down. Up and lift and down. And lift and down. Keep that going. And come up. And now we have that side plank series. So again, fold your mat if you want some extra cushioning for your elbow. Slide your legs so that your ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and elbow are in a fairly straight line. And then as you're ready, come up in that side plank. Bring that ball where it's just barely touching some part of you, and then indent the ball. Little indentations, little gentle movement. And relax. Come all the way down. Stick with that version of the side plank if you want, or for more challenge, that ball goes underneath your bottom leg, leave some space, and then as you come up, you're gonna put that top foot on, and then find that side plank. Couple more seconds, for those of you who are still up. I crashed and burned on that side. And then we roll back over onto our abs again. Ball out in front, big toes together, ankles touching, hands on top of that ball, deep breath in. Exhale, push down, squeeze it back, lift a little higher only if you want, and then back down. So press down, squeeze back, hold for a moment, and come back down. Last time, lift it up, squeeze it back, press down, and then just stay on your abs, but rest back. So you can put the ball there and just sit back on that ball if that would feel good. And then as you come up, we're going to bring that ball to the middle of the mat and just let your belly button rest on it for a moment. Square your shoulders and your elbows so that your shoulders are above your elbows. Bring your hands apart rather than in a tripod, and back of the neck is long. And then as you're ready, we're going to go into our forward plank. So tuck your toes under, press through those heels, and lift up off that ball just enough that you're still touching it so you can roll it forward and back. Couple more seconds, and relax. Once again, if you want to just press back in your resting position, use the ball if you like having that extra space. And then come on up. You can stick with that plank, or if you want to try the balance, the ball might go underneath your ankles or the fronts of your feet. You can decide. Slide down onto your forearms, shoulders out of your ears. When you're ready, lift it up. Options here, roll forward and back, or forward and lift your hips by pulling your belly button in, and then back into your plank. Make sure you don't sag, right? So you pike up a little bit and come down. When you pike, pull from your belly button, right? So don't just pike your hips up. Actually lift from that belly button area. And relax. Woo. As you come up, we're coming all the way over to a seated position, please. Ball is going to go behind your sacrum, so you can just lean back for a second. And I want you to actually curl the spine, even the upper spine, just to relax into this ball for a moment. So just pushing back. And then I want you to keep that roundness in that lower body, but extend the upper body, right? So we're pulled in here, but this is open. Palms to the sky, shoulders out of your ears. Open your arms into a T position. See if you can handle a V. See if you can handle arms up over your head, and then lower your hands. Exhale, pull your belly button in, come up about 1 inch. Inhale, hold. Exhale, squeeze back. T, and stay with the T, or go into a V, or go into an I over your head, lower your arms, come up to relieve the pressure the tiniest bit. Keep that going. Exhale to pull back. Open, try any of those positions, all of them or one of them, come up a little bit. Exhale, hinge, arms somewhere, and then a little relief. Exhale, so we're not coming all the way up and all the way down. We're keeping a little bit of challenge here the whole time. So we're really working that endurance in those abs. Last two on this, on this last one, you're gonna stay back. You're gonna curl those abs in, rock hard. You're gonna open that chest. You're gonna bring your arms into the most challenging position you can find, and then from there, you're gonna bend your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and reach, bend, reach, bend, reach, bend, reach, bend. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, woo, hopefully you guys felt that. We're going to walk that ball back a little farther, so it's kind of underneath the bottom of your rib cage. And then you're going to lift your legs up, and you're going to hold them in. I want them really close to your chest, right? Not way out here in an arch. So make sure that ball is supporting you. And then you're just going to extend those legs up and let go and see if that's okay with you. If not, go back to that bent knee position, but feet don't hang. They stay in tabletop. Hands come down to the ground. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to just tick-tock those legs side to side. You can add the can at the end, or if you had straight legs in the first place, you have that pendulum. And then knees come down, feet come down. And we're going to come back up again. This time, we're going to try it with no hands, Mom, right? So hands off the ground. And again, if you're doing that little rocking side to side, then your range of motion will probably be a little bit smaller, right? So you decide that, or you can, of course, have those legs straight, right? In that pendulum. And again, we're trying to keep the arms out, not wobbling side to side. And then relax. And we're going to slide that ball even a little farther up. So now it's between your shoulder blades. Feet are on the ground for now. You guys know this one. This is our negative to neutral. It can be really powerful. So just take the edges of your fingers, or the tips of your fingers, and put them at the edges of your skull. Nod your head yes, so the back of the neck is getting a nice stretch here. And then we're going to open up that chest by dropping those those elbows. So you have a nice stretch across your pectorals, but you're supporting your head now. We want to think about keeping the elbows wide throughout this exercise, not letting them fold and collapse. So we want to keep that stretch on the chest, keeping the chin nodded yes, allow that head to drop back, but still in that nodded yes position. And then on the exhale, lift the head up by pressing the rib cage into the ball. So you inhale up and over, and you exhale to close. And you inhale up and over, and you exhale to close. Good. Now, options to make this more challenging, you create a longer lever over your head by, for instance, crossing, but still cradling your head with your arms, your forearm, right? But I have a little extra weight over my head now. Or I can really extend those arms, create that longer lever. Even though we're doing that, if you've done that, don't forget the up and over part. So this time your hands might come really close to the ground before you come up. And the last couple stages, you could lift one leg up as you come up, or you could start from tabletop, which is full balance position. So you choose one of those and give me just a couple more here. And then relax and let's go to that starting position. Elbows wide, head resting in your fingers. Back of the neck is long. All right, deep breath in, press into that ball again. So here's what's really cool. Both shoulder blades I know are lifted. I want you to rotate towards me, but keep both hips evenly weighted on the mat and don't let that back elbow come across. So look at me and imagine pressing those elbows even wider, back to center. Press the elbows open as you twist and center. Press open as you twist and center. Push open as you twist and center. And press and center. And press and center. Two more. Push, center. Last time, push, center. Relax for a second. We're going to add a challenge. Deep breath in. Exhale, twist towards me and extend your back leg. And come back to center and the opposite leg. Now, when you extend it, don't think about low. I want you to think about away. So up and away, right? Try and keep those toes higher than your eye and rotate. Keep it going, please. And then take a break. Bring your hands, clasp them together, and let your head rest. And then one more time, we're going to go fingertips to the edges of the skull. And now here comes the real challenge. Legs in tabletop, rotate to me, extend the back leg over and back to center, and reach, and center, and reach, and center, and reach, and reach. Keep going, reaching, and reaching. So we're able to get that beautiful rotation in the spine this time, but in an elevated position, so you're not grinding on those vertebrae. Give me two more if you've got it. And then we're going to relax, and we're going to open that chest one more time, and your options are to do what we've been doing, with elbows wide, head supported. Or, if it doesn't bother you to lower your head, you can lower your head and open your arms to the side. If that does bother you, just roll that ball underneath your head for some support, or even all the way underneath. Then just to work those stretches a little bit differently, we're going to rotate thumbs to the sky and then palms down on the ground. And then thumbs up and then palms up. Thumbs up, palms down, thumbs up, palms up. And then let's try that at 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock. Same rotation, just a little different angle. And then finally, arms into that V position. And again, we're rotating, opening and closing. So this one, especially if the ball is underneath your shoulder blades, is a really good one for opening the chest, for trying to go in the opposite direction of all that flexion that we do, right? And so I've mentioned to some of you, if we really need to stretch that out, we're going to be here with that opening across the chest, support of the head, and then arms out if that's okay with you. And then just gently roll off that ball to one side. Good. And we're going to lie back down again. We're going to go back to our hamstring work again, but this time both feet are going to be on the ball. And you're going to roll that ball just a little bit ahead of you, right? So your feet are not right underneath your knees. Hands are down, press the shoulders into the ground. Try and get your triceps, your elbow, your forearms, and all 10 fingers to press to the ground. Nod your head yes when you're ready. Lift your hips up a little more, a little more. Find that strong bridge. Pull your belly button in. Hold here, that's one option. Elevate your hands, that's another option. Or roll the ball forward and back to engage the hamstrings, or tuck and lift and lift. So you decide which one feels like it does the best for you. If your ball is super wobbly and lifting your hands just creates a lot of chaos, then don't do that. And relax. So that should have kind of ignited those hamstrings a little bit. We're going to give them a little bit of love. So extend that left leg and bring that ball behind the right leg. Hug it in. And use your fingertips to pull that leg a little bit closer. Curl your tailbone up and then press the ball and your leg away to flatten out the tailbone. And then we're going to pull it in again, tucking and rounding as we go. And then we're going to press it away. Now we're going to try and keep the tailbone long and yet pull the knee closer. So tailbone stays long, knee comes closer, flex through that right heel and lift that foot towards the sky. It might go all the way up or it might go part of the way. Give it a little rotation there. Good. And then hug it back down, squeeze it in, and let the tailbone curl up. And then we're going to extend that ball up your shin, all the way, or your calf, all the way up towards the ankle. Point the toe and lift yourself up. And then flex through the heel and pull that in, and that should be a pretty intense stretch. Bring it slightly open to the right, and then turn your toes in, bring it to the left. Press that heel towards the sky. Back through center, over to the right, back through center, flex through the heel, and over to the left. And we're going to bend that knee, and we're going to go into a nice full twist. You can put the ball in your right hand and push down on that. As you come back through center, drape that right ankle over the left thigh, bend your knees, thread the needle, and just grab that ball with your left side and hug it in. Take a little rock side to side. Close the gap, keep the ball where it is. Both knees drop left. As you come back through center, straighten the right leg out on the ground, and your left leg, ta-da, is right where you need it. Hug it in. And then press the ball away, let the tailbone lie down. Curl it back up and in, please. And then press it away. One more time, curl it in, get that deeper stretch, and then press it away and challenge yourself to keep the tailbone long even though you pull the knee in. Flex through the left heel and lift it towards the sky. And then that's where you're going to give yourself some rotations in both directions. And then roll that ball up. Point your toes, lift yourself up, and then flex through the heel and pull it down. And then open it to the left and to the right as you turn your toe in. Woo. Back through center, flex through the heel, back to the left, center, and right. Then you're going to bend that knee, let your left arm come with the ball to the left, and knee across. As you come back through center, drape that right ankle over left ankle over the right thigh, bend your right knee and grab the ball with it. And then thread your needle, grab that right shin, take a little rock, and then finally cross that left leg all the way over, knees drop to the right. And then once again, we come back through center, but this time grab the ball, let both legs stretch out. Bring that ball up over your head. Point your toes, pull your belly button in, grab that ball, Put it between your shoulder blades again. Roll your shoulders out of your ears, bring your elbows here, and that should just allow you to elevate up. Then you're gonna roll over onto your hands and knees for me, please. I'm gonna do one last little bit of balance here. Take that ball underneath your left hand. And then walk your right hand forward. Roll into a cat and a cow. And then when you're ready, lift that right arm even with your head. Now, if that feels good and you want a little more, keep the right arm there or put it down for a second. Try that left leg up and then try both. You can lift and lower if you wanted. Toe down, arm down, and up and down. And then let's come back through center. Ball under your right hand. Option one, just extend that left arm. Keep that torso pulled in, or stretch that right leg at the same time. And then lift and lower if you want. And then relax. Bring that ball between your thighs. Give me your kitty cat stretch. Yeah. Somebody's so tired. Inhale, cow. And cat. Yeah. And cow. All right, walk those hands a little bit forward. Find your high plank. Round your shoulders. Squeeze them together. Round them. Squeeze them. Round them. Squeeze them. Pitch those hips back. Walk back a little bit and give me a little prance in those feet to stretch those calves a little bit. And then finally, walk yourself all back, hang upside down, and then bend the knees a whole bunch so your ribs rest on the ball. Meet me here. Exhale, cat. Shoulders out of your ears. Big, deep breath in. All right. Thank you, guys. Stick around.